I wanted to talk about this a while ago, but as they say, better late than never. So let's get into it, shall we? Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi finally squashed their beef after about a decade. It started back in like 2014 at some point. I covered all this stuff in one of my prior videos, so check that out. The link will be in the description, of course. I don't like to just talk about these situations as they're happening, but now that it's finally squashed, I just wanted to come back and, give my thoughts on it and a little bit of an update. January 18th, Kid Cudi, Zane Lowe for Apple Music have an interview. January 19th, all hell breaks loose. Lupe responds to the interview with a tweet because Cudi in the interview mentioned how he used to work at the vape store, and when rappers would come in, he would hide because he had this fear of like rappers coming in and seeing him work there, and then like a rap beef ensuing later on in his career, and they could use that against him, like, oh, you used to work at the vape store, like, all that crap. And I'm like, whatever. Your enemies having information on you in a rap beef, of course, is not a good idea. So I kind of understand the logic behind that. But then again, it's also like, well, is that really a good diss? Like, you used to work at the vape store. Frick, whatever. Anyway, Lupe responded to that. He put out a tweet. Kid Cudi is a bitch and continues to be a bitch. Ain't nobody finna bring up he used to work at the vape store to diss his bitch ass for having a regular job before he was a famous bitch with a cool job. Okay, that's pretty harsh once again, but Lupe obviously has some vitriol for Cudi. So, he goes back and forth with the tweets. A fan asks him, like, hey, can you give us the full story, so on and so forth. So Lupe again goes on Twitter and gives the whole full story. Once again, I've covered this in a previous video, so I'm not going to go back into that again. But essentially, Lupe kind of looked out for him, would check up on him, see how he's doing, things of that nature. And then the whole situation occurred with the personalized verses, and you know what happens since then. And if you don't, one more time, check out the video. Cudi basically responded to this also on Twitter, or X as it's called now, and basically, was like, hey, I'm sorry, apologizing to him for everything that occurred, sending out his own tweets, and, apparently sent him a DM on some platform, and said, like, I reached out to Lupe, apologized to him, something along those lines. And Lupe responded back like, I didn't get no tweet from Cudi. Oh, actually the exact tweet right here. I didn't get a DM from you. And then he says, this lying ass bitch ass nigga. Cudi wound up sharing the DM, a screenshot of the DM on, I don't even know what platform that was, but basically saying like, this is the DM I sent Cudi, or sent Lupe rather. Then he apologized to Lupe again. The tweets go back and forth. But they finally wound up talking. That's the important thing to take away from all of this. That beef can be squashed. Cudi sent out a bunch of tweets, Someone said like, oh, Cudi's trolling this nigga. Cudi responded with, I'm not. I'm sincere. Life is too short. He said, love you, G. I'm sorry if I hurt you, man. Life is too short. Hope you can find it in your heart to get past this. Got love for him. Never want to see him like this. I need to give this nigga a hug and tell him shut up and love me. That's what I'll do. I don't have beef with anyone anymore. I send all love. Then they finally spoke because afterwards, this all happened like on January 19th. Once again, the interview came out on January 18th. The morning of January the 20th, Cudi put out a tweet. Just talked to Lupe. Had a great talk. I know I was wrong and I told him I shouldn't have did that fuck shit I did. I called myself looking out for the fans in the moment, but in reality, I was just hating. I apologized and he accepted it, which I appreciated for real. I understand the anger and vitriol he had for me for all these years, and I wasn't mature enough to step up and just have a conversation and admit I was wrong. We as black men need to be more united. Completely agree with that part. We really do need to be more united as black men. He always had love for me, always supported me. I shouldn't have did him like that. I want to thank my guy IBN for setting up the call, and you, the fans, for being real with me and urging us to speak. We're good now. Brand new journey at Lupe Fiasco. See you soon, brother. Lupe responded, and he said, sincerely appreciated, my guy. Peace and blessings. And he sent out a hashtag Insano. As, once again, that was Cudi's new album that was released in January, and that's what he was on the Apple Music Zane Lowe interview for, was to promote his new album. So, hey, all's well that ends well, I guess. Like I said, I just wanted to do this, even though this happened about a month ago or whatever. Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco are two of my favorite artists of all time. Not even just like rapping ability, but you know, their music really speaks to me in two very different ways. Lupe from a more lyrical or technical side, usually, and Cudi from a more emotional side. But still, as overall artists, two of my favorites. And as far as I know, they've never put out a song together. And unfortunately, their fan base has been pretty split because of the beef that they've had for the past decade. So I hope this can bring some more peace amongst the fan bases of the two artists, as well as hopefully seeing them collaborate on some new music or perhaps something else. Anything. A freaking movie, a soundtrack, a film, videos. I want to see them do something together, as two of my favorite artists of all time. I've heard pretty much every single album that they've dropped. Imagine the multiple albums that they've dropped since their beef started like 10 years ago. Imagine them being on each other's albums. Imagine Lupe was on Insano. Imagine Lupe was on Man on the Moon 3. Imagine Cudi was on freaking Drogas Wave or Drogas Light or Drill Music and Zion or freaking Tetsuo and Youth. Like, come on, like, the possibilities are endless. But yeah, like I said, this was just a quick video. I just decided, you know what, I got to get this out because it's not just about, rap beef and all this stuff. It's about squashing things peacefully. There was no fight that had to happen. There was no shootouts. There was no banging. There was no stabbings. There was no violence. Now, Lupe did threaten him with violence a few times, but no violence actually occurred. So hey, it was a Twitter beef for the most part. So I'm glad everything got solved. Peacefully. Thank you guys for watching. I meant to get to this sooner. I want to cover more things that are currently going on, and I got some other ideas in the works for this year. Sometimes I just get busy, but as always, I appreciate you guys checking it out. What do you think about Lupe and Cudi? Do you think they're going to work together? Are you glad that they're done beefing now, finally? I know I am. Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Click that thumbs up button, like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.